because we have made it through another season. This is the finale of season 3. We have a lot to go over today. I'm so excited that I get to hang out with a dear friend of mine, but I also get to hang out every episode with somebody that is just so amazing and has helped me through every single piece of Viva Aaliyah. I think I did only one episode without Dominic, and that episode, looking back, was garbage. But I could not have done the things that I have done with Viva Aaliyah without Dominic's help. So I just want to say thank you to Dominic, and thank you for just believing in what this is and what it can be, and being a thought partner and all of the things that need to happen. We have created something that is long lasting and will just continue to blossom as we want it to. So thank you, Dominic. This is as much your baby, in my opinion, as it is mine. I'm just so grateful for you. We love Dominic. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, sister. I'm so excited that you're here. This is my season finale of season 3. So last week we did a huge recap of all of season 3, the looks, the feels, the everything. And I got to do it with one of my best friends, Multi Decadence. I'm just so grateful for her for being available to me. Y'all, I just have to tell you, I'm always upfront with you. I went out with a friend last night to help them out and just to be there for them. And I ended up getting home and having like 3 hours of sleep. And then I did 2 brunch shows today. So I am running on like love and just God knows what at this point. So bear with me and just send in all the comments. I want to read everything you have to say. I'm just grateful for it. Dominic is the most adorable. I also love that Dominic is the one that gets to put these comments up because he's probably so irritated that people are giving him so much attention. I just love, I love my friend. He's amazing. Anyway, I just want to thank all of you for continuing to tune in. Today's episode is going to be, again, a little different. Last season, we ended by debuting All the Muches. And All the Muches is another show that I do on Tuesdays. I do not do it in drag. I do it as Michael, not Aaliyah. And we've come up with a new concept for a show that I'm going to do with my dear friend, Chef Jackie Mazza. She is such a wonderful chef and such a great friend, and somebody that has just like been there with me and for me. And she owns Fatto Americano, the name, and has just been there as somebody who I can confide in. And we were like, what if we do like a cooking show of some sort? What if we like put our brains together and pull drag and pull the chefness of Jackie and just our wit and our comedy together, and let's do something really fucking cool. So I've always wanted to do a cooking show. I've always wanted something that I could put my name to that was about my joy of cooking. Not the joy of cooking, that's a cookbook, but my joy of cooking and just bringing in things that really mean a lot to me. So we're going to get into the details and the nitty gritty of that. I'm also going to make some cocktails with you today. As we know, What's in Your Glass has been a Viva Aaliyah staple. I have a very, very, very good friend, Sarah McDermott, is in the studio with us, or in the apartment, I should say. She's going to be my cocktail assistant today, and we're going to drink some really cool drinks. I'm not spoiling anything, but I am just so excited to share these kind of odd concoctions with you. I'm not even going to lie. But outside of that, I am just overjoyed that I get to work with another friend of mine and get to do something that is beyond amazing. So I actually am seeing her set up, and I'm just so excited seeing her set up because I just get to talk to her in a few minutes. Actually, in like a little under 10 minutes, we get to chat with each other. But I had like an entire script planned in my head, and that's clearly gone out the window with my tiredness. But so I'm working on a lot of different projects, and I'm just so happy to have all of you along the way with me and have you be a part of this crazy world that I'm building around me. Jackie, actually, I know I can see you, so if you like give a thumbs up and you're ready to like come on and chat early, just let me know. If you want to wait a few minutes, that's totally fine too. But whenever you're ready, just give me the thumbs up and we can start. Oh, I get her early. Okay, this is making me so excited. Okay, so I prepared Jackie for the craziness that is Viva Aaliyah. And I am obviously going to interview her like I do every guest, but we're going to talk about things in a little bit differently. And so I'm very, very, very excited to bring on my dear friend. She's probably as sassy as I am and has a mouth like a sailor like I do. And we are going to make some good fucking TV when it comes down to it. So give it up for my dear friend, the most amazing Chef Jackie Mazza.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm sorry for the weird setup here. I am in the office of the restaurant. And so instead of having all restaurant things behind me, we hung a sequins tablecloth. So, it's a really good use of the bartender's time.
That sequin tablecloth actually means something to both you and I. What does that sequin tablecloth mean to us?
That tablecloth was at every drag brunch that Fato Americano had, and it was the tablecloth for DJ Early's DJ booth table.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy that some of those things are like still around and hanging around in the archives.
I love how you love to call it archives. I call it my parents' basement.
So we have a little bit of a museum of our drag brunches in your parents' basement. We do. Yeah. So I want to chat first and have you and I kind of talk through our origin story before we get into the meat and potatoes, pun intended, of the show that we're going to be doing. We have kind of a crazy funny is how I would describe it, like origin story. So if you want to go ahead and give your story on that, and then I will just kind of pepper in.
Well, speaking of that origin story, after this show ends, I have a funny story to tell you that will piggyback on our origin story.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just say I'm wearing all 10 fingernails. So I co-owned a restaurant called Fato Americano in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And we started doing at the time, we didn't know it was going to be monthly, but we started doing a monthly drag brunch. And I think it was our second brunch in. And the performer that was supposed to be guesting canceled like the week of. And so the other performer had to scramble. It was so last minute. And I want to say it was I think it was Pride Month also. So like everybody's, it was either, maybe it was the month after, or it was the fall, whatever. Everybody had jam-packed schedules. And by the grace of God, you agreed to do it. And it was like love at first sight. I remember watching you perform from like back by the kitchen, and like I was like awestruck. Your presence was just, It was like nothing I had ever seen. It was incredible. It was incredible. And a friendship was formed.
If people could only hear the late night conversations that you and I have, we'd probably be in jail.
Oh my God. Please, on my driveway as I suck down pint glass martinis. Yeah. Half the time I'm drunk.
Marianne Davis is messaging in, yay, Chef Jackie Mazza is the best. Agreed.
Hi there.
Rachel Sokolik.
Yes. Rachel is
Mazza.
Hi,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Lots of people. Oh, the originator of the Mazza clan, Mama Mazza. Speaking of, if you are on Jackie's social media and have a chance to go see the photos of her mother killing those weird flies things that are in New Jersey.
The lantern flies. Oh my God, she's the Terminator.
She really is. I already told you, your restaurant needs to hire her for it, for the termination of those lantern flies.
She can start her own pest control business.
Literally.
The only problem is that she's actually very afraid of them. So she goes out there with this big bottle of like Dawn and water in this giant bottle, and she sprays them, but they jump back at you. So anybody who doesn't know, lantern flies are a problem in New Jersey. They kill the crops and trees, and she goes out there and does her part as a civilian to kill the lantern flies, but she's afraid of them. So all you hear are these primal screams from outside as she slaughters like 50, 60 lantern flies.
My favorite post is the one where she commented back and said, "Is nothing sacred?"
Yeah, no.
I was dying laughing because I also knew you were. This is another thing that we agreed to talk about on the show. We were planning on doing this together and being in the same space, and unfortunately, you came down with a pretty bad sinus infection, and so you did the responsible thing and went and got COVID tested. Thankfully, you were COVID negative.
Yep.
But we just wanted to be safe, and so we pre-planned to do this in separate locations and just kind of like talk through everything a little bit more, rather than what we were going to do, which is like cook together and have a good time that way. But we'll have a good time this way.
And there is plenty of time for the cooking.
Oh, we have nothing but time for the cooking.
Yep.
I'm just going to run through a couple more hot hellos. We have Brian Dorian messaged in. That is our lovely, lovely Harmonica Sunbeam.
Harmonica!
Marisol Perez says, love y'all. Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Michelle Miller.
Hi, Michelle.
Jackie, hey girls, both looking so pretty. Yes. Marisol, again, need to bring the brunches back. Jackie and I are working on a lot behind the scenes. I'm not going to lie to you. And there she is again. Jackie, stop it.
Let me tell you, my mother is like social media gold. If she would just let me like release the footage, the uncut raw footage of Tony Mazza in the wild, she would like outshine all of us because she like zero fucks given. This woman. Yeah. She is just out there living life and having fun, and it's wonderful to see like your mother really enjoy herself, but it's also hilarious at the same time, like mortifying for her to watch back, but like in real life, hilarious.
My only request for Tony Mazza in the Wild is that I can do like what's his name, David Blayton voiceovers.
I don't know who the voiceover guy
is. That his name? David Burton? Anyway, the guy who's always like, the majestic owl. I want to be that person for Tony Mazza in the Wild.
Oh my God. I will send you some of the videos I have.
We're doing it. Your mom's going to become a TikTok star.
Oh my God. She would be so good at it.
Total. Okay, so back to how we met. So the only thing I want to add to that, my favorite thing about, I mean, obviously you at the brunches was amazing, and having like a friend there and somebody that I could grow a cool relationship with and just have a cool friendship with. But my favorite thing about you at the brunches were always the tequila shots. Like, I think Jackie is gonna know what I'm saying, y'all. This was our interaction 9 times out of 10. Aaliyah, do you want a tequila shot? Sure, Jackie. Okay, I'll be right back with the tequila shot. 20 minutes later, Jackie would zip by and then zip back by and look at me and go, fuck, I forgot the tequila shot. I'll be right back. And then it would be like 20 minutes later, she would be like, God damn it, fuck, I forgot them again.
Yep.
And it was always, I was dying laughing because y'all took such good care of us, and you always do when I'm with you. And it's just so funny that's like my favorite memory, just the back and forth and the continual like, fuck, stop it.
Honestly, I am very much the type of person who would lose my head if it were not attached to my neck. So the fact that, tequila shots, and then like, a fly goes by and I'm like, on to the next thing. Yeah.
Also, your parents came to almost every brunch. I just have to shout that out. How cool that we had them there. And your father's drink of choice.
Yes, my father's drink of choice is a dick-sized gin and tonic. Dick size, which is like kind of subjective.
Right. Yeah.
But Harry Mazza is not necessarily playing around with any small dicks. It is actually a double gin and tonic, named after his friend Dick, Richard, who goes in and orders doubles all the time. And so they were on a golf trip, and it became this running joke. So wherever at Fatso, they all knew him. So they started calling it dick sized. Everybody knew he wanted a dick sized. So yes, my father orders dick sized cocktails. Not at the current restaurant now. I don't think they really know about dick size yet. We have to break them. I mean, you have to break them in slowly. You never know what could be construed as sexual harassment.
I'm going to use your mother's line. Is nothing sacred? Can they not learn what a dick size is?
Yeah, I know. Trina works here, so Trina knows exactly what the dick size is. So,
right. Could you imagine the horrified look on the rest of the staff's face when Trina's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then like the whispers, Jackie's dad just ordered a dick size. Can you believe it? Yeah.
I love this. Okay. So I want to also dig in on what our premise of the show is going to be. So we have gone through, I think, like four major iterations of what we said. And the last one just like felt, oh my gosh, I am obsessed with what you're doing and the fact that you have.
You like it? Talk about dick sized.
Yeah.
It won't even fit in the...
Jackie's dick size is the biggest dick size.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's called the morning after.
What is in there, first of all?
Vodka, grapefruit juice, passion fruit,
ooh,
Saint Germain, an absinthe mist,
okay,
and I want to say a splash of club. I don't remember, but it's called the morning after. Trina actually made it for me. I know I had to have my cocktail ready for this.
It looks really good.
It's very tasty. It's very large.
Like I said, Jackie has the biggest dick size. That's what it really is.
I'm sorry. That was not.
No, I'm glad you did that.
Take a sip.
I'm glad you did that. So we've gone through like at least 4 major iterations. Sean Thomas wants one.
Hi, Sean.
We've gone through 4 major iterations of kind of like the journey of what we want from the show. And quite honestly, like when you said the last one, I was like, this is it. This is like, it feels right. It feels like us. It feels like chaotic enough to be right for us. And so can you like walk everybody through what's gonna happen?
Sure.
Ideally?
I mean, I think that the show has multiple sort of layers to it, right? So obviously the two of us in the kitchen, hilarity is going to ensue. And like, can you imagine? I mean, what do your fingernails look like right now? Yeah, good luck with pie crust. You know it's going to happen.
I'll be crimping it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that actually might be perfect. I mean, never mind, there were probably like little petri dish germ collectors, but you know, flavor.
We'll have to take you like scrubbing my nails so that they don't.
Exactly. Don't mind that. What's that? Just a little finger dirt. Eat around it. It's fine. So, but the hilarity that will ensue with the two of us in the kitchen is first and foremost, right? So we sort of, talked about going into the homes of friends, family members, strangers, all walks of life, all different backgrounds, all different ethnicities, and sort of doing a market basket and cooking things based on what they have in the fridge. No special shopping, no nothing. You know that no matter who you are, right now you could probably open your refrigerator and you have stuff in there that probably everybody has. And you probably have stuff in there that, no one has because it's weird or you grew up with it and most other people did it. Or, so
Right.
To see us cook with that and to hear people's stories about their relationships with food and their lives, I think is going to be really special. It's kind of like the heart of our show. And frankly, honestly, I think more so than anything, the heart of our show is our friendship.
Yeah, totally.
Our friendship.
And it's kind of, I mean, yes, I was doing a drag show, but our friendship was built around food. It was built in a restaurant. So what better way to like celebrate that than do a show together that is like this? I also just want to find out what weird shit people have in their refrigerators. I really want to know the weirdest thing we can find and how we can make it a meal.
Who's got like 4-month-old berries?
Yeah.
To cure cancer.
Or like people who like home pickle and we're like, okay, let's see what we can do with this.
I am not good at canning.
Really?
Yes, I have never canned.
Interesting. Maybe we have to like go into somebody's home that is a canning expert too.
Oh, you know what I would love to do? This is totally off topic. I don't know if Marianne Davis is still on, but I want to jar tomatoes.
Marianne, right there.
Yep. Mare, I think you should teach us how to jar the tomatoes.
I'm in.
I think that would be great.
And however you can utilize my nails, Marianne.
Yep. Oh my God, you can core. You can core.
Well, we can turn it into like a
grabber.
Like, yes, like the strawberry.
Huller.
Yeah. Huller. That's what they're called. Yeah. So I think it's time that we start bringing the ingredients out for our first cocktail. I ran these by you, but as I'm making this, I kind of just want us to like talk about how we are incorporating not only food but drink and like the comedy of it all. We've talked about scripts, we talked about not scripting things, and I think we landed mostly on having it be as like authentic as possible, but also obviously there's going to be editing because these are going to be like post-production shows. So along this journey, what was like the scariest thing that you thought about and like what the fuck can go wrong in your mind?
I mean, I think it's always always a little nerve-wracking to like put yourself out there. Like I posted about this show today, and I think that it's always nerve-wracking to put yourself out there and do something like this because most people aren't like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to start an online cooking show, and like, who's going to watch? And like, are people going to be entertained? And I think that was probably like the most sort of, I don't know if I would say it was nerve-wracking, but like the biggest like sort of hurdle for me. Like, is this something that people are going to be interested in? And I think that was, because I think obviously it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
we will be hilarious. There's no doubt.
But like, will people watch? I think was probably my biggest question. I don't know. What about you?
You know, I'm gonna bring in our ingredients and then I'll let you know. So the first thing that I want to say is this is like Manhattans and old fashions are similar. They have definitely have different ingredients to them. So I was like, how can I make it weird? That's my first question on everything. How can I make things weird? So my ingredients are Screwball peanut butter whiskey is the first. Luxardo, which is like a cherry liqueur. And then I have some rhubarb bitters that we're going to use. Some Demerara sugar, because I don't have sugar cubes. And I will say that was one of the things we had talked about when we were going to do this in person, which was sugar cane. And I was really excited for that. But I think this works kind of similarly. So I have an orange as well. So we're going to zest an orange. And actually, Sarah, I did that wrong. On the counter, there's a jar of Italian cherries that we're going to use. And then Sarah's helping me. She's my assistant on the cocktails today. And then I'm obviously going to have a shaker. So if anybody's like wanting to do this at home, it's really good. We tried these the other night. But I use a Boston shaker, but you can use any shaker. The Boston shakers are the 2 cups that go together. And then you'll need like a stirring spoon and ice, and then glasses. So we are using some fun glassware. Should be in a white bag. And the first thing that I'm going to do is, I didn't grab a spoon. So I'm going to do exactly what you're not supposed to do and pour the sugar into my hand.
Oh, no, see, I think this is perfect because like a lot of people don't have this stuff at home.
Right.
So like, I think that's great. You don't have sugar cane or sugar cubes. You can still do it.
Also, the sugar is going everywhere because of my nails, which is hilarious. Okay, so I put the sugar in the glass. It's literally not even 1/8 of a teaspoon I put in there because of the glass size. And then you can use like a separate cup, but I do have a Boston shaker. My dogs are gonna like love me right now. But I do have a Boston shaker. Sarah has it. There we go. And then I just need the jigger. And a jigger is just like a measuring tool, right?
Yeah. So if you don't have a jigger, you could use like a regular at-home measuring cup.
Or like a shot glass. So I do, ice would be amazing in this one. See, I'm already fucking up. So I do 2 ounces of the peanut butter whiskey because I'm doing 2 cocktails.
You know, I think that we are going to put a peanut butter whiskey cocktail on the menu here.
Oh my gosh, use this one. So 2 ounces of peanut butter Screwball, which whoever made this name is like a fucking genius, in my opinion. And then Sarah's like desperately looking for the cherries because they got moved somehow. But they're in a white jar. Yeah, white jar. So I'm going to pour in the Luxardo, and then I'm going to let you know exactly what I asked you. So Luxardo is like a weird cherry liqueur, and for anybody that's like thinking it's going to taste like cherries, it really doesn't. It doesn't even smell like cherries. It smells like something you would clean your... It smells like the dentist office, honestly. That's what it smells like.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, delicious. So I'm going to do just under, like a scant ounce pour of the Luxardo, which is a lot, but I cut this drink with water because Luxardo is also very syrupy. So that, and then before I like move on with this, because Sarah's still looking for the cherries, and I've also lost my Luxardo cap. Just kidding. So the thing that I'm like, ooh, you found them. And then the big stirry spoon over there. So the thing I was most scared about, I think, is honestly, like my jewelry and costuming and wigs getting in the way. Like we talked about like, what if I have like a Mrs. Doubtfire moment at some point and it's just like really crazy and I can't like.
And your boobs catch.
Yeah, what if my boobs catch on fire?
But you remember what I said to you. I have been cooking professionally for 20 years, and my boobs are probably as big as yours, and we're still good.
That's true. That is very true.
We're still good. Your wig, maybe. I'm sorry, your natural hair.
Yeah, this is my natural hair, of course.
Maybe flammable. Maybe flammable.
Maybe, yeah. We're not 100% sure what it's made out of, so even though it's my natural hair, we're not really sure. By the way, these are Toshi cherries. They're Amarena cherries. Toshi is like an Italian brand. These smell a lot better than like a regular maraschino cherry. I'm all about smell. I'm gonna be smelling everything, Jackie. So that's gonna be fun for us. And they kind of look glassy. It looks like a cough drop, quite honestly. So I'm going to put one of those in the bottom of each glass. And then I'm going to take the rhubarb bitters and give a couple of dashes. These are Free Brothers rhubarb bitters, a couple of dashes in the glass. And then for these drinks, I don't like to shake them. They're not, in my opinion, a drink that you should be shaking. And let's get all that ice in there so that the water starts going. And while I'm stirring, we can continue on. So what would you say is like the thing that you're most excited about outside of like cooking and going into people's houses and being like crazy together?
I think I'm just really excited for the journey, because I think this is really going to take us in places that we didn't expect. And like learning about people that we didn't expect. And I mean, as much as I was running around the restaurant in like a rage blackout about 2 hours ago, like motherfucking the world, I love people.
Yeah.
You know, and I love like the human spirit, I think, is incredible, and how resilient people are, and food is such a part of people's identity and their story, more so than anything, you know, almost anything. And so I think doing that and getting to share that with you, I think is just going to be incredible.
Yeah, I think I would 100% agree with everything you just said. It's like the origins, when you said origin stories of people's like cooking past and all of that, I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I want to do. I mean, it makes total sense. Okay, so I've stirred this about 1 million times now. And the ice is the ice is melting, so it's cutting the Luxardo. I'm gonna pour it straight from here because I want the ice in the glass as well. And the they're not even Luxardo cherries. They're Toshi cherries. But anyway, this is not going to be like a gin and tonic or a vodka soda or something like that, because you're not going to want like a tall glass of this. This is a sipping drink cocktail. And then I'm just gonna, let's see how this goes. I've never done this with nails on. I'm going to zest the orange.
Oh no.
Actually that's not true. I've bartended and drag before. Oops, Sarah's on standby. Well, that fell on the floor, so we're not going to use that one. But we're going to
off. No,
yeah,
we're kidding. That would never happen here.
Actually, you know what? We'll put this one in mine. So the last thing I want to do for this cocktail is to take the Zest. Oh, I dropped it again. 30-second roll.
Let me tell you something. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Your immune system can use all the help it could get. That's
true. So the thing about zesting, right, is that you don't want the pith, and the pith is the white part. Like that's just like cooking 101, right?
Yes. So what to avoid that, did you use a paring knife or did you use a peeler? Paring knife. Okay. So depending on how sharp your paring knife is, you want to use a sharp paring knife, and that will allow you to get as little pith as possible. If not, you want to take a sharp peeler, and then you can peel the nice balls on a stick. You can use the peeler to peel this around the side of the orange. When you do that, though, you want to kind of like if you're holding the orange here, you want to wiggle the peeler sort of down, and that will make it slide down the orange easier with as little pith as possible. If you go straight down, you're going to get a lot of that pith. But if you wiggle, you'll get far less.
It's kind of like putting on mascara, the wiggle and pull method.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly what you were saying is putting on mascara.
In fact, we have young Ben downstairs training on bar. I'm going to be like, listen, Ben, wiggle and pull. You know the deal. I'm sure you and your frat brother sit around all the time, wiggle and pull the mascara. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
If you said that you and your friends sit around wiggling and pulling, I'm not sure you would think mascara first.
Oh my God, I just talk about foot and mouth. Sorry,
no, I love it. Okay, so since you have a cocktail there, let's cheers. I'm cheersing with Sarah.
Cheers.
And we are gonna try this. I'm not even sure what to call this concoction, but it's like a PB&J old fashioned.
Oh, like an Uncrustable.
The Uncrustable cocktail. Yeah.
That is heavy. I'm upstairs in the office, and I had to carry that beverage up a flight of stairs. Not easy. Not easy.
Not easy. I have one more cocktail to make for you, and then I want to dig into more.
Okay.
So for this, I'm going to put it, because I'm a fancy bitch, right? So I'm going to put this in coupes, crystal coupes, of course.
Of course.
Oh, I just spun the knife towards me. That's fun. I'm handing the knife to Sarah so I don't do that again. I had a Thai iced tea earlier too. I love a good Thai iced tea. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Okay. So my next one I'm going to put in a coupe because we're fancy as fuck. But this was actually your idea. The first thing you said was when we do a brunch, we need to have some sort of alcoholic smoothie. And then that got my brain going. And I was like, what if we did frozen Bellinis, frozen sparkling Bellinis? So, Sarah, in the freezer, I've already made the concoction, and I'll just say it. It's frozen peaches, peach orange blossom vodka. I put 2 ounces in there. I put a full bag of frozen peaches, peach orange blossom vodka, 2 ounces, and then a little, about an ounce of simple syrup that I put lime zest in.
Delicious.
So we have this in a spoon, and then in the wine fridge we have some sparkling rosé.
Ooh.
So I honestly just scoop this out like some ice cream, as we should. And after I do that, then I lick the spoon because we're always conscious about kitchen safety.
Do you know what I think would be great as a garnish? What if a lime salted rim on there?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I wonder if, like if we made if we took like pink Himalayan salt, just wiggle it, hashtag wiggle it. So these are really big fucking coops, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, that. And I can pop it on camera. It's cool. So these are really big fucking coops. They're from Williams-Sonoma. Boozy. We love it. The first batch I did, we didn't have enough simple syrup in there. And those peaches were bitter as fuck. I have never, this is a first, I've never opened a bottle of champagne with these nails on.
Oh no. Don't lose a fingernail.
So have you ever learned, I'm sure you have, I'm sure you know this, but the method of doing it, what they call the Michelin method of opening a champagne bottle?
The Michelin method?
Yeah.
With the saber?
Oh no, I've never sabered no, this is, so.
I don't know this.
They could have totally made this shit up when I worked at Mazza. But I actually just opened this completely with no noise. And that's so my first day, they were like, can you open the champagne and pour it for the guests? You know, I am a simple Mexican girl.
Did you like?
Oh, no, but boom, you know, as I opened it, Chef Mazza, I almost said Chef Mazza. Chef Mazza walked over to me and went, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh shit." He hated the noise of champagne bottles popping.
So did you just hold the cork back and forth?
You have to put a towel over it and then wiggle, and then it like the air escapes. It kind of like makes a noise, and that's it.
All right.
I was like, what the fuck? That's not fun.
No, it is not fun. It is not fun.
Nobody wants that shit. Oh,
Here, can we saber? Can we saber?
Yeah, can somebody teach Jackie and I how to saber? The day we saber, though, I'm putting you in my nails.
Yes, perfect. I can't wait. Can I tell you? I was so part of the one major reason I was so upset that we couldn't actually be in the same room is because you promised me you'd put me in the jewelry, and I was like, dreams do come true. And now I am sans jewelry.
I'm making you drink again, by the way. We're cheersing to this.
Cheers.
This frozen Bellini, Froze Bellini. That's what we're called. Cheers. Oh yeah, this one is so good. I also made a berry version of this the other night. Because you know, as a chef, you have to try things. There's a lot of wiggling going on. So
Thanks, Mom. That's exactly what I want to hear from my mother. Great. Not gonna have nightmares about that one or anything. We're good.
Let's see. I lost where I was. I found it. Okay. So one of the reasons or a couple of the things that we talked about is this is going to be our show, and we are totally open to shopping around networks that want to pull us in. But you've been on a very well-known food network, which is the Food Network.
Yes.
A lot. You're kind of like one of their regular call-ons, right? Like they call you quite a bit to
do
come
some
on.
stuff. Yeah. So I have done on the Food Network. I've done Cutthroat Kitchen twice, and then I did Beat Bobby Flay once. I've been on Dr. Oz twice, and I was on a show called Restaurant Startup with Joe Bastianich and Tim Love, and that was kind of like a not Shark Tank. Yes, Top Chef meets Shark Tank.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. They were a lot of fun. A lot.
What was your favorite moment out of all of them? Like, maybe not favorite show because we want to be invited back to all of them, but what was your favorite moment?
What was my favorite moment?
Or like a top moment. We'll just say that because maybe you have like quite a few favorites.
I think one of my favorite moments, it's very exhilarating, at least for me. Like I feel very comfortable doing that kind of stuff. And it was just so much fun. And I remember like not winning that first show that I did and being so upset and so devastated. And I was so upset by the fact that I didn't win that I couldn't enjoy the fact that I had just done this incredible thing that most people don't get to do. And so I remember, I think it was my second time on. No. Ooh. Yes, it was my second time on Cutthroat Kitchen. And I had so much fun. And I remember going back to the hotel room and I was elated. And I ended up calling my friend Frank, and I'm like, he was at work. I'm like, Frank, and I'm talking a mile a minute. And he's like, you won? And I'm like, no, I didn't win, but it was so much fun. And just, I think my favorite moments of that show are just it's just food, right? Yeah. And it's not even like real. It's television, doing a shot with Bobby Flay on air. No, actually, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I know what my favorite memory is. Hands down, bar none. My favorite memory was going on Beat Bobby Flay. And you were allowed to bring guests with you. And I went up against a Michelin-starred chef. His name is Sylvain Delpique. He's a very talented, very wonderful man. He was the executive chef of the 21 Club. And he showed up with his own ingredients, his own equipment, and a handler from the 21 Club. And I showed up with like 6 drunk bartenders from the restaurant that took the train, and they got loaded on the train, and they had the best time. And the people at Beat Bobby Flay were so kind to them. They gave them like VIP treatment. And Rob even wore like a Fatu Americano shirt that looked like the Peach Pit from 90210, only it said Fatu Americano on the back.
Oh my gosh.
And that was probably my favorite memory. Them coming to support me and being there, and that meant so much to me that, like, hands down, that's the best memory.
Oh my gosh. The next time you go on, I'm coming and I will glam out for you.
Yes.
But I will also be trashed.
Perfect. We'll fit in.
What is a show that you want to go on that you have?
They did love us.
Yes.
Love you.
How could they not love?
My God, the pictures from that day, I like treasure them.
I think your mom has a memory also.
Oh no.
You can put that one up, and I promise I won't ask you to put in I like have dictated comments before. Tony, smashing the squash with a cutting board.
On Cutthroat Kitchen, they ended up taking away all of my utensils. So they took away my knives, pots, pans, spoons, you name it. They took it away. And I had a spaghetti squash. So, like, what are you going to do? You've got this giant spaghetti squash. How the fuck are you going to get it open? And we had these beautiful booze block cutting boards.
Yes.
And I took the cutting board, raised it up, and just smashed it down with, like, all of my might and, like, split that bitch and was able to get it open.
How many pieces did it go into?
A lot. But it made the opening credits for the show, me smashing this cutting board.
As it should.
Yeah.
Is there a show that you haven't been on that you want to go on? Other than ours, because we haven't been on our own show yet.
Other than ours. Do you remember Martha Stewart's old show?
Yes.
I would give my left fucking leg to have gone on Martha Stewart's show. I love Martha.
Same. I wish she had, like, like Martha cooking in prison. Like I really wanted that.
No, I know, but like I don't know. I loved her. Love
Yeah.
her. But I would have gone. But a current show, oh, I think it'd be really cool to go on as a judge. Because on whatever it is, Cutthroat, they don't film anymore. But you know, whether it's Beat Bobby Flay, just because I've been in the position of the competitors, you know, and I think to be on the opposite side, and like, because it can be very, very nerve-wracking, you know, be like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, you know. I think that would be really cool to be on as a judge.
I could see that. I feel like you would make good TV as a judge.
I mean, I think the two of us will make good TV, period.
Oh, I mean, we definitely will. We will definitely make good TV, but I just like the way I could just hear it already. The way you would judge, it would be obviously very helpful to the competitor, but also
Probably not.
Also very funny. What, like, you've been on Food Network, we're doing our show, but like, what started your cooking journey?
Oh, so I grew up in a big Italian household. My grandmothers and my grandfather, they all cooked. And a cookbook happened to be the first book that I checked out of the library as a child. And I remember I kept checking it out. You know, I had to go and return it, but I would check it back out. And I would sneak downstairs on Sunday mornings and make my parents breakfast. And I set the toaster oven on fire a couple of times. I set the microwave on fire a couple of times. But a chef and a cook was really the first thing I ever wanted to be as a child. And it changed. And it went back and forth between, you know, I wanted to be an actress, and then I wanted to be a politician. I was fully intended on being the first female president of the United States. At 18 years old, I had a clear plan of attack, if you will. And then my first poli-sci class, I realized that I was going to have to sort of abandon and compromise everything I believed in. And so I was like, you know what, this is really not for me. I think maybe I'll go hang out in kitchens instead. So I ended up going to culinary school.
I really love that. I feel like when I was younger, a friend of mine and I, literally, no lie, Jackie, we seasoned potatoes that we made for breakfast, and we were like, these are the best damn potatoes that we've ever had, and we're gonna be professional chefs. Like, that's where my cooking, like, I do love to cook. You and I talk about the things that we're cooking all the time, but I like to cook for like parties and stuff. I have no want to cook for like a restaurant, because I just don't, that's not in what I want to do. I want to own a restaurant. I want to run one. I want to be the operations though.
Sure.
And we've also talked about that, but I swore that because I seasoned some damn potatoes, and I'm pretty sure we put like Lowry's on them and pepper.
So you're gonna be the next Jacques Pepin?
You know, like,
I can't wait till you get like a bedazzled chef hat.
Maybe I'll have
and maybe with like the wig coming out of the chef hat. Hilarious. Hilarious. I might want a bedazzled chef hat.
We're doing it. I mean, we're just gonna do it. This is our show. We get to do whatever we want. Is there? I mean, we have not set a date. I do want to say this. We have not set like a definitive date on when we're releasing content, but we have a lot of ideas, and we have a lot of things that we've kind of like said, this is what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. We really just need to, I think at this point, both of us need to like have some free time from our full-time jobs, and then we can figure out times to start recording. But we definitely have said like sooner rather than later. So I would say before the end of the year, people will see content from us.
Yes. Yes, for sure. I think it's just a matter of like, you have a full-time job and a husband and a family, and I have a family and a full-time job, and you know, and you're doing performances on weekends, so just, you know, making everything work. But I think the two of us feel that this is enough of a priority.
100%. Yeah. And our show is going to be called
Cooking with the Queens.
Yes, Cooking with the Queen. We have the Queen of the Kitchen and the Queen of fucking things up. No, I'm just kidding. The Queen of the Stage together. We are definitely going to make this something that is going to be memorable for a lot of years. And please, major networks, pick us up. We are ready and willing and able, and we're fucking funny. So just like get on. Anything else that you would like to put out into the world before we wrap up? First of all, thank you for being. I have to say this before I let you go ahead. Of course, I'm interrupting myself asking a question because that's just me. But I just have to say I am so excited to do this with such a close friend and somebody that I know will or had not will but does have the same vision that I do for this and has the same drive for this as I do. And I know that we're just gonna like. This is going to be a show that people are going to want to watch and not just want to watch, but want to be a part of. And I feel like our inboxes are going to be filling and our phones are going to be blowing up. Like, when are you coming to my house? When are you coming to my house? When are you coming to my house? And we're going to have to be like, okay, you're on the list.
Come on a schedule.
Right. You're on our schedule. We'll pencil you in. But I really do feel like that is what it's going to be. But also I have to say thank you for being a part of my season finale.
You're welcome.
This is my 66th, I'll say it this way. This is my 66th week of Viva Aaliyah. We have done, there's weeks we've skipped for episodes, but we've also been recording in the background for other things that have to do with the show. So I truly believe that we're in our 66th episode altogether. And Dominic has been so great, but I couldn't have thought of a better person to share my season finale with. So thank you for this.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. I am so excited to do this with you. I think this is going to be just the best. I think it's going to be the best. And I am so grateful that you walked through 338 George Street all those years ago. And I don't know, getting to know you and getting to know Chip and everybody else has just been, it's been an honor. You know, it really has been a life honor. And you know, I think people come into your life and they change you, you know. They change you, and you are one of those people for me. And I think that no matter where this goes, I mean, clearly it's going to be massive, but no matter where this goes, this is going to be like a very wonderful life event.
It really will. In Hollywood, we're ready for our close-up.
We are ready. You can. Oh my God, you have no idea where I am right now. So. I'm in the office upstairs. Like I said, there's no air conditioning on here. None. It is so hot. So hot. This drink, like, I could probably chug right now. It would be fine.
I wouldn't blame you.
It wouldn't be fine. I mean, it would be fine.
It's also been like between 90 and 100 degrees.
Yeah, it's a little warm. It's a little warm.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't think of a better comment to come in than the one that Dominic just posted. So if you want to bring it back up, love watching the two of you. Looking forward to Cooking with the Queens. Yes, I mean, we are looking forward to it, and we just can't wait to honestly just get back together. We've been talking about throwing. I think we've talked about throwing parties just for the fact that we could be together.
I know.
So many times over the pandemic, and we've had. I mean, when we talk, we usually talk for like 2 hours straight, no lie. And I am
sewing something.
Right. I'm like, I'm rhinestoning, and you're like, okay, that's typical. So anyways, what's up?
And I'm like pacing back and forth frantically.
Or standing at the end of your driveway drinking a martini or a cocktail or something.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the pandemic, it was finishing off all the liquor from Fatto.
Oh my God. I would suck down dick size martinis in my pint glass. And it was a shit show. A shit show. Just motherfucking the world, howling at the moon. 2:30. My neighbors hadn't seen me in years. And my restaurant closed. And all of a sudden I was like back. And not only I was back, but I was back with a fuck ton of booze on the driveway. Yeah. They love me in my neighborhood.
What better way to like just be a human being than that?
Yeah. You have to embrace the imperfection.
100%. All right. We are actually at the hour mark. We were like, I don't know if we're going to make it a half hour or 45 minutes, but we'll try. And here we are an hour later. And I thought I was going to do a 15-minute intro, and we actually only did a 6. I'm so happy you joined early so we could have all this conversation. But this is the end of season 3. Brian Harris says,
hi, Brian.
Jackie Mazza.
I'll see you tomorrow.
And then Marianne says, cheers, I can't wait for it. Marianne, seriously, we need to do canning tomatoes.
Yep. Maybe we can get Uncle Joe to come down.
I think we can definitely, there can be some planning to some episodes, but we're also going to raid your fridge and see what else we can come up with to go with the canned tomatoes.
Yes.
So, once again, this is my dear friend, Chef Jackie Mazza. You can find her in New Brunswick, New Jersey. At you have multiple restaurants you're at, but you're mostly at.
Well, I am actually I'm solely at Clyde's right now. So Clyde's is 55 Patterson Street in sunny downtown New Brunswick, New Jersey, and it is a martini bar. So the martinis aren't quite this big. There are a lot of them, and they are delicious.
I'm not gonna lie, when Jackie sent me the picture of that martini glass earlier, and
it looks small.
The size in the photo was nowhere near what it is. I was like, okay, so she's got a larger martini glass. This is gonna be fun. And then you pulled it on, and I was like, oh my gosh. I am obsessed. So go check out Chef Jackie Mazza at Clyde's, and I will be right backstage with you in just a second. I'm just going to do my closing for season 3, and then I will be right there.
Okay.
All right, Vivas. 66 weeks of Viva Aaliyah down. Season 4, I just want to let all of you know, will be taking place in October of this year. We have a lot to tackle. Our opening episode is going to be live in person. We will also be streaming, so don't you worry if you are not in the New York City area, but we will be in front of a live studio audience. My stomach turned, but my heart beat because so strongly because I'm so excited for it, but also like, we get to do this. I love all of you. This has been so much fun. I cannot wait to see what we have in store for you for season 4. There's already some people banging down the door to get on the show, but I love you. You're wonderful. Please take care of each other. Please, please, please be safe with the variants out there of COVID-19, and make sure that you love the people around you as much as you want to be loved, and that you're taking care of them. The world is a scary place right now, and this world is trying to purge us. I promise you. It's sick of our shit, and it wants us gone. So make sure that you are taking care of the people around you and that they're taking care of you. I love you all, and I will see you in October, but watch out for some special clips and some special messages along the way. And until then, Viva Aaliyah.